Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to dive into how to take control of your funeral home's online reputation so you can attract more families and provide the trusted service that you're known for. So, in this business, really, reputation is everything. Our online presence can truly make or break the relationships that we make in the community. So, I'm going to be sharing some valuable insights on how to go beyond the usual tools and really think creatively about building and maintaining a positive online reputation. Now, you're going to learn strategies to stand out as the preferred funeral home in your area, ensuring that families choose your services with confidence and trust. Now, let's get started on enhancing your online presence and building a reputation that speaks to the compassionate and professional services that you offer. Before we jump in, I do want to point out exactly why this is important. Now, what we know is, statistically speaking, we know that Generation X is the generation that is now making the decision on what funeral home a family is going to work with next. And we know that the buying habits of both Generation X and the coming generations, including millennials, is pretty much going to rely on the internet. What people typically do, even if their families have had an ongoing relationship with the funeral home for generations, is they're jumping on Google, right? Like they want to make sure that they're not going to get ripped off. And that's one of their biggest fears. So, they are jumping on Google and they are Googling for a funeral home near me. And it's not only important to show up towards the top and to dominate most of the real estate on that page, on page one of Google, but it's also important to really stand out as a stellar funeral home, right? And you can do that by the reviews that you get, right? People really trust reviews. We're going to jump into that a little bit later. So this is why this is so important. Also, take into consideration that if you are at the top of Google, but your reputation just isn't there. And what we typically see in the funeral industry is that people are looking for funeral homes with ratings of 4.7 and above, right? So if you haven't reached that and say that you are at 3.8, really what you're showing everybody, you're coming up towards the top, but you're telling people we are not the funeral home to call. So there are ways to really help you with this that we are going to look at on this video. So this approach is an approach that I call the Eternal Marketing Accelerator. And really, this is just a comprehensive strategy to help funeral homes like yours maximize their lead flow and profitability across the internet. So, throughout the year, we break down each component of the method. This is from setting up your website to ranking higher organically, tapping into paid search, and exploring the different online lead generation opportunities. So today we're focused on a critical micro topic in this strategy, which is online reviews. And again, this is just mission critical, not only because of the obvious things that I've already mentioned, but also because this really ties into your SEO or search engine optimization, right? Like how you show up organically in Google. And your online reviews really play a major role on the Google Map rankings and your visibility. So Google sees reviews as a trust signal. So the better that your review profile is, the more likely that you are going to be to appear towards the top of the search engine. But it also shows that you guys actually you are sending Google the signals that it needs to understand and to know that you are a funeral home that's in business, right? So this really is an essential part of your overall marketing strategy, regardless of where families first hear about your services. So sometimes, sure, they'll find you on the internet. You may be advertising on a billboard, but even when people refer you, in today's market, people are still going to jump on Google and they're still going to look up, okay, what's this funeral home all about? What experiences have people had with them? So here's a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. We're going to go over why review tools aren't enough, right? Why tools alone are not enough. So, you may have top rated review tools out there, but you still might be struggling to consistently generate high quality 5-star reviews. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. The other thing that we're going to talk about is leveraging multi-channel communications. This is huge. So many funeral homes out there rely on email alone for their review requests, but email can get lost in the shuffle. All right. So we need to explore other ways to reach families after a service. And I would say the number one way to explore that is through SMS. We do a lot of work through SMS, and we see some great results when it comes to reviews. Next, we want to make this a team effort, right? We want to build a strong online reputation, but that is a team effort. And to succeed, everyone in your funeral home has to be engaged and committed to reputation management. So we're going to talk about ways to make sure that you're getting the reviews that you need, and your team is helping support that effort. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of acknowledging those reviews, right? It's not enough to get reviews, folks. On top of getting the reviews, you have to acknowledge them, right? You have to acknowledge and respond to every single review, whether it's positive, negative, neutral. This is crucial, right? So reviews just aren't, another way to boost your image or your rankings. They're also going to show families that you care and that you're paying attention. So we're going to go over the strategies to make sure that all of the reviews are responded to in a consistent and professional way. And then we're going to talk a little bit about implementing a turnkey solution for reputation management or review management, right? Whatever you like to call this. But really, we're going to talk about how you can focus on providing excellent service and just letting your reputation work for you. So really, this video is going to give you all the tools and the insights that you need to take control of your online reputation and attract more families to your funeral home. So without further ado, let's get started. So who am I and why should you listen to me? So for those of you who don't know me, this is just a quick intro. My name is Oscar Guerrero, and I'm the founder of Funeral Marketing Pros. I have over 10 years of hands-on experience in all aspects of digital marketing, from technical SEO to meta ads and email marketing. And over the years, I've helped hundreds of small to mid-sized businesses generate over $100 million in revenue. So I'm also a mentor with Seven Figure Agency. This is really a mastermind where I help small marketing agencies grow into million-dollar businesses. And I've been active in this industry, just working closely with funeral homes and crematories for a bit now. And today I'm excited to share how you can use this type of marketing to help you grow. So, more important than anything else, at this point, I've had the chance to work with a lot of funeral homes, definitely speak with a lot of funeral homes, because I talk to funeral home owners on a daily basis, right? And I've seen many of them go from struggling to really keep up with what's happening in the market, to becoming dominant players in the local markets that they serve. So, a lot of the businesses that have really seen huge increases in business are businesses that we have worked with on their marketing. So it's based on a lot of the things that I talk about in these videos aren't based on some blog article that I read or a video that I saw. It's based on things that we actually have implemented for funeral homes. So at this point, it's really our mission to triple the number of calls for 1,000 funeral homes and crematories by solving their marketing challenges. So let's talk a little bit about the why behind this. Whenever I do these sessions, I like to dig into why this topic is truly critical, right? Why is this so important, and why is this worth taking time to focus on specifically, why online reviews? And I've already mentioned some of the things that we've seen, right? The families that are looking online to find out, what's the best funeral home that's going to serve my loved ones, right? So really, your online review is the first impression that families are going to have of your funeral home these days, especially if you live in a city, in a densely populated area. I myself, I live in Miami, Florida. I probably drive by a ton of funeral homes on a daily basis. But if you ask me, not being in this industry, if you were to ask me which ones I drive past, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. So this is no longer, just word of mouth. This is no longer the neighborhood funeral home. Really building an online reputation is no longer a nice to have for a funeral home. This is really essential for building trust and credibility, right? And so this is why it's absolutely crucial in our field to actually do this. Now, in this session, I'm going to show you how to master online reviews and how you can have a direct impact on your business by doing this. So let's dig in. Now, for me, this topic is crucial because online reviews and reputation can make or break your funeral home. Okay. If you have a high volume of positive reviews, this really just enhances your credibility and it makes everything more effective, right? From your marketing efforts to converting inquiries into clients, positive reviews build trust, and that really just makes it easier for families to choose you. They already know that you provide a great service. Now, on the other hand, a negative review profile that can really hurt your business. So if your average rating drops to, 3 stars, 3.9, anything, I would really aim for anything 4.7 and above, right? As I mentioned earlier, this can seriously impact the number of calls that you're getting from the people that are finding you when they Google you, when they're searching, when they're researching you. So that's why this is so, so important. Now, another big reason why this topic is so important is that, oftentimes our online reputation doesn't fully reflect the quality of the service that we actually provide. All right. Now, I know that everyone that's watching this is serious about their business. You're passionate about your funeral home, about providing, compassionate, high quality service to your families and growing your business. And you put in the effort, you invest in training, you go above and beyond to serve your community. But despite all of that, sometimes it just doesn't come across in your online review profiles. So you may be an excellent rating, or you may have an excellent rating on a platform. Hopefully Google should be like the number one focus, but you should also have excellent ratings across other websites like Yelp. But you want to make sure that you don't have a few negative reviews out there, because that's going to misrepresent the type of work that you do. So the goal here is to ensure that your online profile accurately reflects the level of service and professionalism that you bring to every family. And in order to do that, we need to have the right systems and strategies in place so that your online reputation truly aligns with the amazing work that you're doing. Now, another reason this can be such a challenge is that I know that many funeral homes that I speak with tell me they've invested in top-notch tools, right? They've invested in these tools, and there's a lot of tools out there. I'm not going to jump into all of them, but it's easy to think that if we got the latest and greatest, coolest tool out there, it's going to magically solve these problems. But the reality is, it's not just about the tools. Having the tools in place helps, and using them to their fullest potential is definitely a step in the right direction. But if you want to drive meaningful results with reviews, this goes much deeper. You need to have a strategy in place. You need to integrate review requests into your everyday process, You have to create a team culture that prioritizes asking for and managing reviews. So ultimately, the tools are only as effective as the processes and people behind them. So in this video, we're going to explore what it takes to go beyond the tools to build really a robust, reliable system for generating reviews that really reflect the quality of the services that we provide. Now, what happens if we don't solve for this, right? If we don't solve for this, our online reputation has the potential to drag down all of your other marketing efforts. So you could have a brilliant marketing strategy in place, multi-channel campaign, strong branding, high SEO rankings. But if your reputation is negative on any of the major review sites, it can overshadow everything else that you're doing. So this is why this is especially frustrating. Even if you're providing excellent service, potential clients might still choose a competitor simply because they perceive your business as less trustworthy or lower quality based on reviews alone. So, a poor online reputation can make families hesitate, to reach out, right? And that just means that all of your marketing investments are just less effective. So in the end, your competitors might win over families who would otherwise have chosen you simply because they perceived you as less reliable as the competition. So if you want to tackle this challenge, we're going to ensure that your reputation aligns with the quality of the service that you provide. Okay. And that's going to make your marketing efforts really worth it. Now, what's the challenge here? Uh, well, we just went over the challenge. What's the opportunity here, right? The challenge creates the opportunity. And if we can solve for it, we have a chance to set your funeral home apart from the competition in a very powerful way. So, by focusing on building and maintaining a strong, positive online reputation, you can stand out in your market. So, when families see consistently high ratings and genuine positive feedback, it really just reassures them that they're making the right choice by choosing you. So, with just a few strategic improvements in reputation management, you can elevate your business above competitors and position yourself as the trusted funeral home in your area. So, in a field where trust is absolutely essential, this focus on reputation could be the key to capturing more families and making your marketing efforts work harder for you. So, our goal is to become the funeral home of choice in the area that you serve, standing out from the competition in a way that's truly undeniable. So, when families are looking for a funeral home, we want them to see us as the obvious choice. We want them to see more reviews, more 5-star ratings, and really get a sense of genuine authenticity behind each review. Okay. And the reality is that people don't just look at the star rating and review count. They dive into details. They like to read recent reviews. They want to get a sense of real experiences that other people have had. And they're asking themselves, like, is this a genuine experience, right? Did the people feel like the staff really cared? Did the funeral home respond and show that they were actively engaged, right? So when you not only generate positive reviews, but you show authentic interaction by acknowledging and responding to each one, you're showing, the compassion and attentiveness that families are really looking for, right? Let's just do a comparison side by side. Two funeral homes, both with great reviews, right? And one of them is replying to reviews and the other one is not. Which one do you feel a potential family is going to choose to do business with? So, if we can nail down these strategies and use our tools correctly, build a strong online presence and stand out from the competition, then we become the go-to funeral home in our area. So, a solid reputation will improve our rankings, boost our conversion rates, and ultimately make every dollar that we invest in marketing go further. So, this means that families finding us, more inquiries, and more families really choosing our service. So, do online reviews matter? I don't even think that, we need to harp on this at this point. You wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't see the value in it. So let's take a look at what the stats actually tell us. So the stats tell us that 84% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And really, that's huge. Years ago, people primarily relied on word of mouth, but today they believe that, they believe what they're reading, right? What they're reading on Google, what they're reading on Yelp, what they're reading across the internet. And they believe that pretty much just as much as a personal recommendation. And most of us have heard that stat, but here's the one that might be new. 77% of consumers think reviews older than 3 months aren't relevant. So even if you have 500 reviews, if the most recent one is 6 months old, this could actually hurt your conversion rate. So it's not just about having high star ratings or a lot of reviews, but recency matters as well. People want to see fresh feedback posted pretty much on a consistent basis. And if they don't, they might assume that things might have changed in the business. Maybe some staff changed, maybe ownership changed, maybe service quality shifted. So recent reviews signal that the business is actively serving clients and maintaining the quality. So why reviews are mission critical, right? They influence your Google rankings. All right. Google uses reviews as a key ranking factor, especially for local businesses. So they're looking at quantity, quality, recency of reviews, and all of this is really going to impact, how you show up on Google Maps and the local search results. So a strong review profile really helps to improve your position, making it easier for families to find you when searching for funeral services. Also, the more positive reviews you have, the more likely it is that you'll actually have that competitive edge and get those calls. Think about it the opposite way too. Say that you're getting a lot of reviews, but you're also getting a lot of negative reviews. You are showcasing your inefficiencies and, really just not great service. So the other thing to consider is that 88% of families consider online reviews when choosing a funeral home. So this is a sensitive field, and in a sensitive field like funeral services, trust and reputation are everything. So studies show that 88% of people read online reviews before deciding what funeral home that they're going to contact. So really, families want to ensure that they're choosing a provider who's going to treat them with care and professionalism. They want someone who has a lot of positive reviews, and then this will show them that they can be trusted. That this really is the place to choose, and they'll reach out to you with more confidence, right? The other thing is they play a crucial role in converting inquiries into clients. So once a family finds your business, reviews often become the deciding factor in whether or not they're going to move forward or not, and whether or not they'll contact you, right? So positive reviews really reassure potential clients that you provide a high standard of service, which helps convert searchers into clients. Now, additionally, responding to reviews, both positive and negative, shows that you're engaged and that you care about feedback, and that really just reinforces the whole trust factor. So in short, reviews are essential for turning online visibility into real life clients. All right, let's dive into the 5 key principles that are going to help you control, manage, and maximize your online reputation. Now, these principles are designed to strengthen your presence, build trust, and ultimately attract more clients. So let's get started. Principle number 1, right? You have to provide a world-class experience. So, and I'm leading with this because ultimately it's not about the tools or the fancy technology. It all begins with delivering exceptional service to your clients. So this is the foundation of a strong online reputation, right? Great quality of service. You know, a world-class experience starts with the basics. You have to have your staff trained to communicate professionally, to ensure that everything is the way that, you promised, and really just provide a high quality service. So this is all about setting those expectations with families so that they know to expect a follow up and feel valued throughout the process. I know that many funeral home owners out there are very um, committed to this, but there are cases that I hear about time and time again of families who say, "Hey, we didn't realize that we were only allowed X amount of people, or we only had X amount of time." So this is really, really important. And this may seem obvious, but a lot of people just overlook it and they don't understand how important it is. Also, understand how easy it is today to amplify an opinion, right? If someone has a bad experience, think about how easy it is for them just to go online and let the world know. So keep this in mind. Now, the second key principle is to build reviews and reputation management into your company culture, right? So, from my experience working with funeral homes, I've noticed that the ones with the most positive and strongest online presence don't just provide great service and use the right tools. They also make this a priority and part of their culture. So here's what I've learned to be true, and this really just applies to so many things. What you measure improves. So you have to track your metrics. And if you track them consistently, this will lead to improvement. And this helps with finances, health, and even your reviews. So um, you should really take a look at number of reviews, the quality of reviews, the frequency of reviews, right? And then the other thing that I've learned is that what you celebrate, you get more of. So when you celebrate wins and acknowledge accomplishments, you attract more of that success. So recognizing positive reviews and celebrating team members who generate them really just brings positive energy and it really just inspires more people to strive for similar results. And, you know, um, the recognition, let me just see here. Sorry, guys. Let me just go here. Sorry. Or what was it? Recognizing people in front of peers is also powerful. So people love to be acknowledged in front of their peers. There are many studies that have shown that people are more motivated by public recognition than money alone. So when you celebrate team members who earn five-star reviews, it certainly creates a sense of friendly competition and it drives others to want the same type of recognition. Okay. So, really tracking, acknowledging, celebrating, all of this is part of embedding this into your company culture. Now, once you start measuring and inspecting, celebrating reviews, you'll naturally generate more of them. Now, embedding this practice into your routine, now, whether it's tracking metrics, recognizing achievements, and celebrating wins, really just creates a positive cycle that drives ongoing improvement. Now, I know I've emphasized this in the last point, but it's worth repeating. When you actively monitor and celebrate positive feedback, it reinforces a culture of excellence. So, really, this practice motivates your team to keep providing outstanding service, which in turn then brings in even more positive reviews. So, remember, measure it, track it, celebrate it. Okay. Now, the fourth key principle is to leverage best in class tools that request reviews after service, right? And we want to make sure that we're using all channels for this. And I'm saying that because uh, we've seen a rise in popularity now in text or SMS messaging. So a lot of systems are just using email, but almost everyone checks their text messages pretty immediately. So I'm not saying don't send email. Email is still great, but what we know is that the average email open rate is about 20%. So it only has, so 8 out of every 10 emails get don't get read. I'm sorry. 8 out of 10 emails do not get read. Only 2 out of 10 actually get read. So you have to keep that in mind. If you can leverage SMS, chances are that you will reach your audience for sure. So this is the fifth and often overlooked principle, is to acknowledge and respond to every review. A lot of people think that just putting a system in place to get the reviews is enough, but it really isn't. What I've seen is that most of us respond quickly to a negative review, which is great, right? We reach out to the customer, try to resolve the issue offline, post a professional response if needed. Do not bicker with someone on online if they have left you a negative review. Take the high road. It's going to look a lot better. And also try to offer to resolve it offline as well. And really taking the time to add a personal, thoughtful response really shows that you genuinely appreciate their feedback. So when customers see that you not only respond to complaints, but also engage with positive reviews, it reinforces the idea that you really care deeply about the families that you've served and their experience. You know, um, so this actually will impact, future clients, right? People who are reading these reviews, and it will help them see that you are committed to building a relationship. All right. So make that a habit. Make it a habit to acknowledge and respond to all of the reviews. This is a small step. It can make a big difference. Um, and I know that this actually takes time, and so many funeral directors are so busy out there. But there's a solution for this that we'll go through in this video as well. So, all right, let's dive into how to make this a reality. Okay, we've covered the 5 key principles to take control of your online reputation. Now it's time to put these strategies into action. So this is where you're going to get practical and focus on creating systems that turn these ideas into real results for your business. So let's talk about setting up routines, using the right tools effectively, embedding reputation management into daily operations so that it becomes second nature. Let's make these concepts something that you can actively implement and see real, measurable, impactful results from. So, are you ready to turn these strategies into reality? Then let's get started. All right. So, the first step is to make these reputation management strategies a reality, would be to leverage the right tools. Okay. Um, you have to utilize tools. You have to utilize a dedicated review platform to automate the review requests after every service. We actually offer our custom built tool for this that is very inexpensive and very highly effective. As you see, Peel Funeral Home here off on the right. Actually, today I learned that they're now at 4.9 stars with 66 reviews. Back about 30 days ago, when I was building this, they were at 30 some odd reviews of 4.8 stars. Okay. So this truly works. What you want to do is they're using this tool, and really what the tool is going to make sure the review request goes out after each service through both email and text. So these reminders really help, share. They help families share their experience, and you'll be surprised the way that we have found, after a lot of A/B testing and work, we have found the messaging that works best for families to actually support you in your efforts to grow your funeral home and give a positive review. The other thing is printed review cards. Um, a thank you note is great, but if you can have a thank you note with a QR code on it requesting a review, that can be very powerful as well. If someone does not read their email if they're not too keen on SMS, on receiving messages from you, um, a printed review card could work. This is if you should be going very strong on this. Really, this is very easy to do. We have a system that helps to do that as well. Now, the other thing is training your staff. You want your staff to actually plant that seed. You want them to tell people, hey, you know, our funeral home really relies on your feedback. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, we really hope that we provided like 5 stars, right? Number 10 for you. You know, uh in a few days, you may receive a message from us requesting a review with a link. We would greatly appreciate a review, right? So you want your staff to be trained on actually planting that seed. You're not asking them at the service to get on their phone and leave you a review. You're letting them know that that request is coming, as well as giving them an opportunity to tell you, hey, this was not a great experience, and then find out why, and see if you could remedy that as well. Now, follow-up calls are always, a care call is always great. Uh, if you don't have this in place, I strongly recommend it. This goes without saying. Um, Company culture is something that we've already spoken about extensively. So you know that this is about team motivation in order to get everyone kind of on the same page. And then the multi-channel approach is really, you have to get the email, have to get the SMS, and possibly printed cards if you're not seeing the needle move with email and SMS as well. So really, when you implement these strategies, you're going to create really a thoughtful and compassionate process that really is going to encourage the families to share their experience. And this in turn is going to build a strong relationship with them, and a strong, authentic online reputation. And that's going to help families contact you with more confidence. They're going to know that you're the funeral home that they want to work with. So the next big opportunity that I found on this is really just leveraging automation. There's plenty of software out there, all at different price points, that offer automation for this type of stuff. But our system is extremely simple to use. We built this actually in-house. We A/B tested a lot of the messaging to make sure that we found the most appropriate timing and the best messages to send people in order to get the reviews. And then we've built out the system. Again, it is very, very inexpensive. And I like to use the KISS method, right? I'm sure you've heard of that. Keep it simple, stupid. And this is it. There's only one thing, and one thing alone, that your staff has to do. Um, if you have a tablet available or a computer available at your funeral home, um, you even a phone could work. We actually built this on the web, so it's on the internet, but you would need the actual URL, the address to actually reach this page. Say that you are with a family and you ask them for their contact information, and you place it here. This basically they're giving consent for you to call them, text them, and email them, and then our system takes care of it from there. The only thing you have to do is gather consent to send them the messages and have this form filled out. That's it. We take care of it from there. And again, this is extremely, extremely inexpensive and definitely worth it. As a matter of fact, if you are just starting your online marketing and you can't afford to invest thousands and thousands of dollars into pay-per-click ads and SEO, this would be the foundation to everything, because without a good reputation, you're pretty much dead in the water. No pun intended. Um, and again, what I mentioned, responding to every review and how important that is. You need really. try to have a tracking system for reviews where you implement a system that collects and tracks the reviews. You know, dedicated responsibility, I think, is important. You know, assign someone on your team to monitor and respond all of the reviews. Make this part of their work day. Have a strategy for negative reviews. You know, have something that is a professional response that's clear, already thought out. Basically, have a plan on how you're going to handle those, right? Because the truth is that no matter how excellent your service is, there will always be an occasional one-star review. Um, and it could have been due to a misunderstanding, a minor dissatisfaction, or something way beyond your control. But, you know, this is a strategy. Also, if you have a fake review on your profile, there is a possibility of having it removed, although that cannot be guaranteed. But yeah, you could definitely try and have that removed. And you want to leverage negative reviews really just to build trust, right? So if someone sees that someone has 780 five-star reviews, they may question whether or not they're real. You know, so having a negative review in there may not necessarily be the worst thing. So by putting these practices into place, you're really going to be able to, I think, effectively manage, right, and really enhance your online reputation. So remember to respond to all reviews, whether they're good or bad. And the final step in managing your online reputation effectively is to respond to every review. I've kind of already covered that. And the thing is that if you're going to be working with a review system, it would be good if that system or the people behind that system were responsible for replying to each and every review. So this is very helpful it's less on your plate, right? So that's about it for reputation management, review management, the importance of review management. I know that this is a micro topic and it's one that a lot of people don't think of, but I hope that after watching this, you've seen the importance behind it, right? I just wanted to thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about marketing automation or just marketing alone, SEO, pay-per-click, even social media, go ahead and give us a call at 855-674-1008. Or if you'd like to schedule a call with us, please go to funeralmarketingpros.com/discovery and you can get started there. Thanks again, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care.